grew tall and strong. Fish splashed in the oceans, and eagles soared through blue skies. Monkeys swung from tree to tree as caterpillars crept, and sloths slept. There were wriggles and roars and stomps and snores, screeches and howls and gallops and growls, and God's wonderful world was filled from top to bottom with wonderful life. Everywhere God looked, every bit of space and every corner of creation was filled with the sounds and colors and movements of life. And it was all so very good. God smiled. The world was ready now, ready for what God was about to do next. And the whole world held its breath and watched in wonder as God bent down, scooped up the dust of the earth, and blew on it gently with the breath of life. And from the dust, in the palm of God's own hand, God's children were born. I wonder if God still whispers. I wonder which part of creation God enjoyed the most. I wonder how God could make life out of dust. I wonder how far God had to bend down to reach the dust. I wonder about Adam and Eve. Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 through 24. Adam and Eve stepped down from the palm of God's hand. Where were they? God's brand new children held their breath and gazed in wonder. Was this gorgeous garden their home? Under a cloudless azure sky, birds perched high in the treetops sang their morning song, as though they were welcoming Adam and Eve into the world. It seemed as if the flowers danced at their feet, and the trees bowed their branches down in greeting. The river nearby bubbled and sparkled as it ran, and all the leaves shimmered and waved their hello in the breeze. Everywhere God's children looked, they saw a rainbow of colors as sunlight peeped through the leaves and shone on the butterflies as they fluttered in the wind. "Is this our home?" Eve gasped. "Yes," God whispered. "It's yours, Eve. I made it for you and Adam." Eve laughed and grabbed Adam's hand as they ran barefoot across the lush green grass that spread out like a carpet under their feet. God smiled and watched in delight as Adam and Eve began to explore their new home. But God wasn't the only one who was watching. From his hiding place in a hole in the ground, a jealous, sneaky snake spied on God's children. And when he was ready, he made his move. Sneaking quietly through the grass, the snake made his way toward the tree where Eve stood. She was looking up into its branches and admiring its fruit. "Don't you want to taste that delicious fruit?" the snake hissed. "Oh, I do," Eve said, "but I can't. This is the one fruit God told us not to eat. If we eat it, we'll die." "Oh, I don't think that's really true," the snake replied. "The only reason God doesn't want you to eat that fruit is because this is the tree of knowledge. If you eat from it, you'll know everything. You'll be just like God." Eve thought about that for a minute. God was wonderful. God was good. Surely if she could be like God, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Eve plucked a piece of fruit. She tasted it. And then she gave some to Adam, while the snake snickered and slithered back into his hole. For the first time since Adam and Eve stepped into the lovely garden, the birds stopped singing. The flowers stopped dancing. Dark clouds crept in and covered the sun, and Adam and Eve were cold. "What have we done?" they whispered. "We made the wrong choice. We shouldn't have done that." And they hid behind a bush. Later that evening, God walked into the garden, but Adam and Eve were nowhere to be found. "Children," God called, "where are you?"